Welcome to a new Nocode tutorial for Nocode HQ, and today we'll be building a mobile app using Glide and the Google Sheet. And within our mobile app we will have a very simple directory of various real estate listings. Maybe you're I don't know, a realtor, or you want to just have a small app which displays houses that are for sale, and that's what we're going to create today. So what you'll need is a free Glide account as well as a Google account to create a Google Sheet. So after signing up for both of these services, you'll be first brought into the Glide dashboard here, which looks like this. But what we want to first do is we want to create a new sheet. So I'm going to go to Google Sheets now, and I already created a new sheet, and I just call it Glide Demo. You can call it whatever you like. And what we want to do is we want to define a few columns. So basically the columns are the data types within our application. So we will have, for example, our listings will contain a name, a location where the real estate location is, the price, an image, and a description maybe. And then underneath each row is an individual listing within our application. So basically our Google Sheet is our database, which is quite awesome because many people are familiar with spreadsheet software or have used it in their life already. And yeah, Glide is an awesome way to create a mobile app very quickly and without any coding experience. So after setting up your structure here, so obviously you could add more information. So I don't know, you could add something like proximity to nearest school or any other kind of amenities you want to add, any more information you might have. But yeah. So I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to go back to the Glide now, the Glide dashboard, and I'm going to click on Create New App. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select a file, and I'm just going to select the Google Sheet I just created. I connected my Google account already to Glide, so I have access to all my sheets, and I'm going to choose the first sheet now, the Glide demo sheet. I'm going to click Select. Great. And we're now brought into the Glide editor, where we can edit and work on our app. And as you might see, we are shown the label, there are no items yet, and I'm going to first add a few items to our Google Sheet, so in order to populate also our view and make it easier to work with and see what we are changing. So I'm going to go back to our sheet now, and I'm going to add a few real estate listings, imaginary real estate listings. So let me just add them. So I've just added 3 entries into our Google Sheet, just random real estate entries. And as you might notice, I left the image field blank because what you will have to do, you will have to add a URL that links to the image or where the image is hosted. And there's no easy way to quickly host an image now on Google Sheets, but we'll be able to do that via Glide, which is quite nice. So let's go back to Glide now. And great, as you can see, we already have our first 3 listings. And let's go on Layout. And great, so we have our first sheet here, which is called Sheet 1. And we can specify the style now. So either you could have a list, you could have a compact list, maybe tiles, calendar, columns, a gallery, a map, and so on. I think a map is quite nice because it shows, in this case, it's not that nice because we have 3 real estates in very far away locations, but usually you're in one country or one city, and that would be quite nice to have a nice map and the individual pins. So I'm going to use a map now, and we're also going to have the ability to search here as well, but you can switch around using this button. And I want to say, okay, the address should be the location, that's correct. The title is the name, details should be description, and the image should be the image field, but we don't have any field yet. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna, I downloaded a few images before, and you're just gonna, wherever your images are saved, you can just open them in a folder and just drag them onto the individual listing. So let's say this is our beautiful house, let's say this is our nice beach house, and this is our apartment, even though it doesn't make sense. And now if we go back to our sheet, we can see, okay, great, there is a URL automatically created, and that's by Glide. Glide hosts the image for you, and you don't have to take care of any of that. So that's quite nice. We already have our first 3 listings here, and as you can see, it was incredibly easy. Our app has kind of built itself, and we have already a search functionality implemented, which we didn't even specify. So if you can now search for apartment, the apartment is shown, and so on and so forth. And you can change a few other things. So let's click on an individual listing. And within here, we have our beautiful house, the beautiful home, location, the price, and the image. And you can change the structure of that a bit. So let's maybe say, okay, the label should be location, the action. Okay, we don't want that, but we want the image should be, or actually the image, sorry, should be here. That's the image. That looks a lot nicer. We have our beautiful house, location Berlin, price. We can also, for example, add a call to action. So if this is clicked, the map is open. So if we go to location and add an action, so what we're going to do, we want to open map for address. So if this is clicked, the address is opened in Google Maps. That's also quite nice. And we could add other functionality here. So you can now also modify the design of your app. So if you go to settings, you can maybe add a color. So let's maybe make it like a blue color, and all the accents automatically change color. You could add obviously a name and some privacy rules, and yeah. We have access to our data under the data tab, so the sheet is automatically synchronized with our Glide app. And under tabs, you could now add new tabs, and a new tab would be a new sheet. So let's just add a new sheet for demoing purpose. I'm going to add sheet 2. I'm just going to add demo 2. So if we go back to our Glide now, and if we reload the sheet, under tabs we have now our second sheet, which doesn't make sense because we just added the demo 1 and demo 2. But as you can see, the individual menus, which are used to in mobile applications, are made up of individual sheets. And I'm just going to go back and delete this. And oh, I duplicated it. I'm going to delete this. Great, like this and this. And I'm also going to rename this sheet. So let's call that listing. If we go back now and reload our sheet again, our title up here should change. It didn't. Oh, we can change it here as well. Just let's call it listing. Like this, we have our listings here. We have our nice map view here, which the user can scroll around. He can choose a listing he found, and he can click on it. He will be brought to the individual page, and he can contact or see the location, go back, change to a list view, and search for listings as well. And that's basically it. You have created your own directory for real estate in, I don't know, 15 minutes. And yeah, so basically this shows the power of Glide. We could now go and share our app. So we can maybe open the app in the browser, and now we have our individual page, the Glide demo, and this is how it looks. And obviously these applications are made for mobile use. So if you share that now with your users and they open it on their phone, it's a very nice, almost native application that runs in the browser, but is very smooth. And you can also add a page to home screen, and that makes the experience even more native. So I highly recommend using Glide. It might, for some use case, it's also a lot better than any kind of native applications, definitely for these kind of applications, simple listings or directory or CRMs. And yeah, so yeah, Glide works quite nice. Our application works. It's very simple, but we have our listings here. And yeah, I hope you learned something, and we're going to see each other for the next tutorial. Bye.